then
Mhm.
two, if we are we having a one-on-one conversation about maybe the reasons player X is not, kind of demonstrating that hustle? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's so many other examples, but like
Right.
that's like kind of one of my gut reactions. Yeah, based off that.
Cool. I mean, that makes a ton of sense to me. And so for me, kind of as a coach and building out this program, I feel like as I'm hearing, I'm thinking like it's my responsibility now to communicate with the coaches what our standards are, and then how they communicate and they show up. And so that's kind of just like that leveling up of leadership, in terms of it's now my responsibility to communicate that to the coaches, because every coach comes in with their different experiences, just like our different athletes.
Yeah, which is beautiful, right? You want your coaches to come in and feel like they can be their whole selves as well, right? And like we can have the same, we can be totally different coaches, but understanding like, yo, this is like our non-negotiables, right? As coaches, and still do great work,
Right.
right? And it's not, again, we're not about the one-way coaching kind of landscape, right? As I talked about before. And so like, yeah, and it's not easy. You do have to spend time doing that. Like you have to figure out what do I want my program to be about? What I want my coaches to be about? Because at the end of the day, we want our kids to stay in the game. We want them to be motivated and to want to keep developing. We want them to want to come back. And even if they don't make it to college, even if they don't make it on varsity or to college or the pros, like when they become adults, can they look back and say like, you know what, like I love this program, I love these coaches because like I learned X, Y, and Z, and more, and I feel like I can directly look back to those experiences and translate them to like a lot of ways I think and a lot of ways that I go after my goals. Um, I think that's like the best thing that we can, do for our young people through sport because there's so much magic in it. But again, we just got to be very intentional, because if we don't, then you're going to find that the sword is swung the wrong way. And, there's a lot of mental challenges, even physical challenges that our young people are experiencing because as adults, like we're not doing that work.
100%. And so my last kind of like simple question in terms of that is like, what are your thoughts on like, or what CHAS's like procedures on like running, making players run for discipline, or push-ups or whatever it is?
Yeah, this is like, oh, this is another one. I love this.
Yeah.
So we don't support making kids run because they didn't understand a skill or an instruction, right? Like there's so many other ways of helping a kid improve and get them up to whatever standard we need them to than running, right? Like I remember growing up running lines and running 17s, right? Because like we're over like 11 years old because like we didn't do the 3-man weave right or maybe missed the layup, right? And it's like as a coach, did if it didn't look right, like you can see that your kids are not doing the 3-man weave right, or it's like, let's start with that, right? Something, it's all over the place. How about this? Instead of yelling at them and saying they're not doing it right, did you get them together and ask like, hey, like, I know I communicated A, B, and C, right? What are some things that people are not like understanding, or like, does anybody have any questions about like how we need to be doing the weave or what needs to be happening? Like, right? We don't have those conversations with kids to check in with them to see where they're at, right?